I'm here to present this. We conduct a survey to understand about what people think about electronic performance monitoring. I bring here some description what is electronic performance monitoring about, but this morning I took some photos from the brilliant presentation we had. And that was about to collect data on site. And you can see they are collecting data for the cranes, from the equipment, but also about the workers. And that is electronic performance monitoring about. We saw it this morning also using vision techniques to overview safety, the use of personal equipment. This is also about electronic performance monitoring. And many of these research we can see here in this Congress, in automation in construction, that brings some proof of concepts, how to use some technology, how to use sensor to monitoring the construction sites mainly. They are talk about electronic performance monitoring. And this is a subject that I like to investigate it, and we did, for sure, a survey to try to understand what people think about to be monitored. Of course, we have a replay mostly for students from the Faculty of Engineering, Porto University. We can say young students that will be the future's engineers, and that was also interesting to collect this sample to understand what they think about electronic performance monitoring, how they will invest the possibility to implement that in their futures, in their careers. Most of the responses, of course, were from Portugal, but we can see different layers of males, females, IT people, mechanical engineers, civil engineers. It's not only based on engineers, but we can have a good sample to understand what people think about electronic performance monitoring. I will just highlight some results we had. First one, it's 80% of the respondents understand monitoring is relevant to improve performance. Yes, I think we all can realize how it's important to measure ourselves, to understand better our performance, to be able to improve. Yes, and we see this in the results. Of course, we place the respondents sometimes in the role of an employer, and many times in the role of an employee, to understand what they think, positioning questions, putting them in the position of the employers. They realize, and I think that is a reality, and that the employers are eager to monitoring about and the purpose of safety, health, productivity, and quality. For sure, there are many here, maybe here in the room, there are people that are against monitoring, against the electronic monitoring, and we can see some sample that in our survey. 82% of the respondents in the position of the employers say we should share the data, and that is very important, and we will reflect on that in the next slides. But we compare with the similar research AG did in 2017. They realize employees are more prone to understand how it is important to share the data than the employers. Maybe the employers want to have the data to use for productive purpose, and they are not so eager to share the data. Yeah. This is it's like different from that another survey we can compare. The respondents say just 45% say the government should regulate that, but this was in 2020. But I think now with GDPR, people are more aware the involvement of government on that. Let me just raise this. GDPR allows the electronic monitoring. I can say Article 88 and Recital 155 talk about that, and they say the state members should regulate that over labor agreements, okay? But this is, it's allowed, but we should to be compliant with transparency, be aware of the use of AI, but there are working groups, specific work groups working on that in the GDPR, but also it is allowed, but we should take care to be compliant with any requirements. Okay, putting the respondents in the position of employees, they say they will be more prone to allow the mapping, the monitoring of their physical conditions. That for me sounds awkward, yeah, but they reply. Maybe they realize for example, to monitoring the heart rate, the temperature is more connected with health, and they are more prone to allow that kind of monitoring. And for sure, they are very prone to share the data collected with wearables. I think this is also connected with the youngest people that replied the survey. They are more aware about the use of wearable device, the use of apps, and they are more prone to share that data. In the opposite, they are more against to realize their location and the movements of the legs and the arms. They were more against about that. At the same time, putting them in the position of the employees, we place this kind of, if we have some benefits to share that data, what you will be more prone to accept. If you have more day offs, or if you have a financial result, but they say it, most, you can see 46% say it, I would like to be more prone to share my data if you bring me some succeed in my career. Yeah, they are not. I would like more to have more profit, to receive more, and maybe to have more day offs. But people are maybe because also the sample that young engineers are starting their careers, they are chasing to go up in the hierarchy, but they can realize to share the data in that way. At the same time. This is, I like to start to use this because we have the greenwashing. We painting a lot of stuff and say, oh, this is green, this is environment friendly, and we can see here people when we are saying to them, okay, we will use that for your safety and for your health. They are more prone to allow the electronic monitoring. And I have been working with electronic performance since 2009 in large projects, and usually I don't do that, they do that to say, okay, this is for a safety and for a health purpose, but by the end, they are targeting productivity. And here it's alert, don't do that, don't do safety washing. Yes, be transparent. If you are doing the electronic monitoring for the purpose of productivity, be transparent and communicate that. This is also interesting. People were against to share data about their own smartphones. We can see just 11% will allow the use of data from their own personal devices. In the opposite, if the company provides a smartphone, if the company provides you the computer, they will be more prone to share their data because they kind of understand, okay, the companies provide me the device, they have the right to have the data. That's not true, but maybe it's the way people can realize. And this is important. When you are thinking about to deploy, because as I said before, we can see a lot of proof of concepts, but to real implement, to real deploy that on the construction sites, in the company, we should to think in many layers. And one of these is very important. To provide the device could be a key element to be feasible. Another alert here, we ask if people will agree with the electronic monitoring, that depends on their jobs. And 50% that will say, okay, I will allow that if my job is in risk. Wrong, very wrong approach about fear, about threat. But we should realize that in real life happens. yes, and we should confront that. And that is people in the position that the job is on risk, they will avoid, okay? Also very interesting, 69% of the respondents were not aware about electronic performance after the workplace. Okay, we should deliver that awareness. That's important to people. Be aware that's possible. That's happened since 2019 when we have computers in our daily life. Okay, we can see this in detail in the paper. We did also a quantitative analysis to try to measure the acceptance of this sample regarding electronic monitoring. We achieved 56%. This average quite high. Just a few remarks to finish on time. I have been working with electronic performance monitoring for a while. And you can see here in practice, I did some deployments in the industry, and I dress up some craft workers with wearables, and that's very important to communicate, to be transparent, to explain the purpose. Yes, and the remarks will be transparent, be compliant, pay attention to the GDPR, pay attention for the agreements, local agreements, provide a device that could be you have a good chance to people be more prone to receive the electronic monitoring, provide knowledge, provide training, yes, and that's very connected with transparency, okay? Say the real purpose that you are doing that, training people, and share data, share the information, and also share the profit. That's very important, because I had to say that I have a slang phrase, this is worker 4.0. It's my data, you should share the data with the employees. Okay, thank you.